Welcome everyone online, welcome everyone here in person. Lovely to see you all here and see you all there. And we have today with us Vara. Welcome, Vara.
Thanks, Lynn.
I'm Lynn.
So this being Christmas time, should we?
Yeah, so we have been talking a little bit about the Agya, but we're going to go into a little more specifics about the ego and the superego that press on the Agya.
Right.
But welcome to those who might be here for the first time. And Vara, I think we're going to explain a little bit for the purpose of those who might be new today, a little bit about what is Sahaja Yoga?
Yeah, I thought I'd start with talking about Christmas.
Okay, yeah. Very relevant, very relevant.
Sort of at work, everybody talks of Christmas. It's very difficult to cope with it. So I thought I'd use some of the benefits of meditation that we have learned.
Yeah.
It seems like the party never ends at work. So I was just told the meaning of Christmas. It's a Mass of Christ. And I don't know how many people know about this actually, because I think we focus on the Mass.
Well, the mess.
the mess that the Mass creates, the family Mass on the 24th or 25th, whatever it is. And then we just forget why it came to be. So in that, it's kind of pertinent to talk about Christ. I think if there is one takeaway from his life, it's probably forgiveness. And then probably the Mass has to happen that you test yourself when somebody is away from you. It's easy to not think about them. So you can sort of fool yourself thinking that, oh, I have forgiven that person.
Yeah.
But then the test is to have all those people in a room and then not have a quarrel with them, right? which perhaps is not what happens during family get-togethers in Christmas. So I'm pretty sure a lot of us, when we meet our family and friends, maybe last Christmas we had a bit of a argument, and then we're telling ourselves, no, this Christmas I'll be very well behaved. I'm not going to have a problem with anyone. I'm going to love them all. And then sort of very logically we tell ourselves that we're going to be good.
Not be offended by what
people say.
Somebody says, because that's the way they are, what to do.
Correct. And then and then to make it even more interesting, you put a bit of wine there. And then all those guardrails that you kept before going to that lunch or dinner are all smashed. But coming back to it, so I was thinking, we are all logical. Like we think logic is a big deal, especially in the modern society. What do they call Aristotle and Socrates kind of thinking? Therefore I am. But it is funny if you think about it in the spiritual realm. What is logic? Logic is, that example where everybody was blindfolded and then they were put in a room with an elephant.
Oh, yeah.
The person who touches the tail thinks it's a broom.
Oh, okay.
And the person who touches the leg thinks it's a tree. And then when you open that, then they look at the elephant and said, oh, this is not what I thought. So what I'm getting at is logic is based on our experiences. As we live our life, all these impressions start forming in the head. And that becomes our reality. Like
when you're little, you touch something and it hurts.
That's it.
So you've got that little thought bubble there.
Correct.
And you go near a stove and my thought is it hurts, I'm not going to touch it.
That's it. And you can tell all you want to yourself that I'm not going to do this. When I was a kid, I touched a warm pot. It only burnt me because it was warm. But even after 40 years, even when you look at a pot, it is there. That impression is there. You're like touching it and not touching it and that sort of thing. But then it is all in the modern society. We call it logic. So because I'm explaining to my brain that it is all okay or I'm going to be okay. It just doesn't work. And the reason is that our life experiences are bringing in our biases. Like, it's all this stuff, racism, let's say a white person had hit me, all whites are bad, or a black person has hit me, all white, or, some different caste person has hit me. So our logic is very limited. So how do we get over it? I think the only solution for that is thoughtlessness.
Yeah.
So when you get into thoughtlessness, these things are erased. These are not erased by your brain. These are erased by the power of Almighty.
So, and it's automatically happening when you're thoughtless.
Correct.
Not by going through and saying delete, delete, delete.
That's it. So if you say, I want to delete this thought, you're getting into the right channel.
Yeah, you're actually.
And if you're very sad about something of the past, you're in the left. So the only growth that happens is in the center channel.
Yeah.
And the only way to stay in the central channel is to get your self-realization. And the only way to get your self-realization in a very simple way is by the process that Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi has taught us. So that's about logic I was thinking today, because I was really struggling at work about this, forgiving people. Like, come on, guys, we have talked about Christmas. That's enough every single day. So that's when we can bring all the powers of Jesus Christ and say, okay, I forgive. It's fine.
Yeah,
People
because
enjoy it.
I recall discussing this last Christmas, but if he can forgive everybody, putting him on a cross, and putting that crown of thorns on his head,
Correct.
He forgave them. I mean, what have we got to forgive?
Right. I can't forgive people who are talking about Christmas.
I mean, okay, he might be divine, but
yeah, I think
but still, he went through the human experience.
Correct.
Just to show you can do it.
So he suffered for our sins.
Yeah.
We can stop thinking about them.
Yeah.
So the point is, perhaps these are the kind of things that we need to think about during Christmas time.
Yeah.
Not just the turkey and the ham. Is what
that's important.
that's important, yes. So that's what. So thinking we can have that as a theme.
Yeah.
So Shri Mataji in a speech is going to talk about something called the ego and the superego. These are the ones that are trying to mess us up, basically. We'll probably let Shri Mataji talk about that. But before that, do we want to?
But maybe the ego and the superego are kind of the culmination of our past and our future-ish kind of tendencies.
Yeah.
And so all those little thought bubbles and everything go into a superego.
Yeah.
And then all our plans for Christmas dinner, etc.,
yes.
go onto the ego thought bubble. And the ego is when you could perhaps say things that hurt people. Superego is when you feel hurt by those things that people said to you. Then presses on you.
And then they stick until actually, yeah, sometimes they can stick until the rest of your life if you're not careful.
But then the process we learned from Shri Mataji was you awaken that central channel, which is the present.
Yeah, and then there are so many beautiful stories where Shri Mataji talks about long-last friends making peace with each other, family members making peace with each other, and so on. So that's all possible if you can meditate, I suppose.
Yeah, and if there something funny I heard, and I don't know where I heard it, but that it used to be that you'd have a quarrel with someone, you'd box each other if you were boys, or you'd have a
the ladies probably box with their tongue. Yes.
But then you go and say sorry and it's all over. But now with all of the sensitivity around saying the wrong thing and the right thing, and everyone just bottles it up.
Oh yeah, and it's hard to erase it because you express your feelings on Facebook.
It's there forever. That's right.
It makes the other person very hard for them to forgive.
Yeah, because then it comes up again.
Yeah, or someone else will remind you and so on.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, forgiveness is as easy as it is hard, so to say. Because if you meditate, it becomes possible because you are not forgiving. There is this energy center called Agnya Chakra. If that chakra opens, then it becomes easier, I think.
And you have to kind of have faith in yourself that it's going to work. Like, for instance, I had this discussion with my sister and she said, oh no, I cannot forgive those people. I won't be able to forgive those people. But she's trying to do Sahaja Yoga.
Yeah.
But she said, oh, but I won't be able to forgive. And I said, but why? Why can't you forgive? It's because she believes she can't. Whereas if you just say, well, I forgive.
Or you have to sort of
cross it, like
perhaps ask Jesus Christ to help in that sense, how it's still, and I cannot forgive because
So that's when you have to go into the thoughtless awareness state and let forgiveness happen, maybe.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's it's interesting, we think we are in control, but really, to who was I born? Where was I born? where you were born. We actually don't have a say in all that. we really think we are in control. So this is also one of those things where we have to start to accept that
and also
something else is in control.
Having all these things you've got to do and memories of what you've done before and all the things you've got to do in the future, trying to manage yourself between all that becomes so hectic and so much stress. It's really good if you can just go, you know what, God, you look after it all.
That's it. That's it.
So you go beyond your thought and just let it all work out.
It's
a less stress way of.
It's a smart way to do it, I think.
Yeah.
Actually.
We just have to keep reminding ourselves to do it.
Yep. And obviously it's not talked about, because when you start becoming smart, you know, you wouldn't watch those TV shows, or you wouldn't be addicted to your phones or video games and so on. So this is not really reminded. This is not in the media or the modern world's interest to tell us these things.
Yeah, because they want you to be on your social media.
See, they want you to be addicted.
Like even when we make copies of these videos, for instance, if you go to a YouTube how-to and then they're saying, here's how you put the ad placement. Yes. They go, hang on, we don't want any ad placement.
Good
so they're trying to lead you down that path constantly.
Right. So when we are when we reach our thoughtlessness, which we'll go through it now.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, it's an experience where it helps you stay in balance. So you know in a very natural way what is right or wrong.
Yeah. And
if you listen to the voice.
And you kind of then can feel a bit more secure because you're kind of connected, and you feel when you're going a little bit topsy-turvy, you just go back there and you can feel.
Yeah, so you can do it.
Peace.
You can do it. I like what you said, Lynn, when you said have faith in yourself.
Yeah.
And also for the historical record, if you're trying today, you're not the first one who is trying this. So this has been in the ancient wisdom for ages. It's just that we don't respect that ancient wisdom. We keep thinking that we know better than the ancestors. Not true. Yeah,
and that something new will be better.
Yeah, that's it. And more often than not, something old is usually better. All right. So do you want to go through the...
Yeah. So let's just go straight into the self-realization process. Just follow along if it's your first time doing it, and we'll kind of explain things later if there's something a little unintelligible to you. So let's just take our attention inside. Watch our breathing. You can have your hands open on your lap, bare feet on the earth. Just settle down inside. Closing your eyes is good. If it's not working for you with eyes shut, you can just look towards the candle and the photograph in the center on the table. So we're going to use our hands for this experience. So we'll use our right hand and we'll put it on our heart on the left side. So we've got some fundamental questions we'll ask of ourself, our higher self. Who am I? Why am I here? Just going to slide that hand down, still on the left-hand side. So we're down to the upper part of our stomach. This is an area which we'll talk about later, but where we're the master of our life. So we're going to ask the question of our higher self. Am I my own master? So there's all that social media and friends and work colleagues who have opinions about what you should be doing and how you should be. But am I my own master? Or have I got all those little voices telling me I should do this, I should do that. So we go down a little bit further. Now we're going to where the body and the leg join. So this area is adjacent to where our own power, our Kundalini power, which is our mothering energy, that's going to connect us to our spirit and divine. So we're opening our attention to our own energy, our mothering energy. So we'll call her, everyone has this energy, residing in our sacrum bone. It's the sacred bone at the base of our spine. Mother Kundalini, please give me the truth about myself. So this is not what we think about ourselves, but how we are. Mother Kundalini, please give me the truth about myself. Really desiring from your heart. So now our Kundalini energy is awakening through our central channel, through our present, and traveling up through our spine. We'll go back up with her, up to the top of our stomach area. Now that energy is awakened, we can affirm, we can answer that question, that I am my own master. Really with full confidence. I am my own master. That's who I am. So we're not this body. We're not all the thoughts and desires. Suggestions. But I am my own master. Let's come up to the heart where we started. I am the pure spirit. So you can confirm that quite a few times inside yourself. I am the pure spirit. So that's the eternal part of my nature. I am the pure spirit. Now, as our Kundalini energy travels up through our central channel, we're going to make the area a lot freer. We'll go up to the next energy center, or chakra as you may know it as, of the neck and the shoulder where it joins on the left side. So we'll just turn our head a little to the right and just grab hold of that area where the neck and the shoulder join. This is our Vishuddhi chakra. And the thing that constricts this channel is when we feel guilty. Now don't worry, we all, for some reason, have a habit of feeling guilty about everything, but we can take it out and we can relieve this center simply by saying, I'm not guilty. And I'm not. I'm not guilty. Just say that many, many times to yourself, that I'm not guilty. Mother Kundalini, I'm the pure spirit and I'm not guilty. Just keep saying that. It'll just sort of relieve you of that guilt. I'm not guilty. I'm the pure spirit and I'm not guilty. We're going up to the Agya, where we've started our conversation today. So this is the forehead, and we're going to place our palm on the forehead. You can just drop your head a little bit into that palm. And here's where we're going to forgive. I forgive everyone, and I forgive myself. Just saying it makes it work. Mother Kundalini, I forgive everyone, and I forgive myself. So you don't have to think of anything that's happened to you, that anyone's done to you. Any of those thought bubbles, leave them alone. Just in general, you forgive everyone, I forgive everything. And now we also need to ask for forgiveness if, we've accidentally spoken harshly to someone or anything, which we're not thinking of. So we'll go from behind, we'll put the hand behind the head, tilt it up a bit. So you're resting that big round part of the back of your head in the palm now. And we're asking the divine all around us, our Mother Kundalini who's taking us up to the divine. Mother Kundalini, please forgive me. If I've made any mistakes that I know about or don't know about, please forgive me. So again, don't think of anything, but just, you have a bit of a concern, there might be something there. Please forgive me, now it's gone. A few more times. And sitting up in a relaxed straight position, we're going to stretch out the palm and place the center of the palm onto the center of the top of your head. So you can bring your head a little bit forward so you can reach it nicely. So pushing down, a bit of pressure, and we're just massaging that area by circling the scalp clockwise direction, if you can manage that, which is going left, forward, right, back, but don't worry too much. So you're massaging the scalp, and here's where you need to ask. Mother Kundalini, please give me my self-realization. So that's where your Mother in Kundalini meets with the all-pervading energy of divine. It takes you into that lovely place above the thinking. So really desiring from your heart, Mother Kundalini, please give me my self-realization. And for those of you who've done this a few times already, we can always strengthen our self-realization. Mother Kundalini, please strengthen my self-realization. And then just letting it go, just taking your hand up. You might be able to feel, and certainly those of you who've been doing this quite a few times now, you can feel that Kundalini energy coming out of the top of your head. So it's subtle, but it's definitely a little breeze coming out. So it might be a little higher, it might be a little closer. And then just see if you can feel it with the other hand. Sometimes one's working better than the other. So just take the left hand up there. You can bring it close, you can take it up a little higher. So now just keeping your attention, so that's your focus of your mind, on that area where that cool breeze is, and you'll feel it ultimately. Just a few more breaths while we're sitting here. Just feel that cool breeze. It might be a warm breeze, that's good too, it's clearing out. You might not have any thoughts now. Any come along, you can just tell them to save themselves for later. See how you're feeling. We'll work on that feeling a little bit more after we hear the talk of the founder of Sahaja Yoga, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi. So I'll put that on now, Vara. What do you think?
It's good.
So first of all, when the Kundalini rises, she passes through this center, which we call as Agya, which is placed in the in the optic chiasma. When this passes through that, it sucks in from both the sides these two institutions which are created by our left and right sympathetic nervous system. Whenever there is emergency, the sympathetic goes into action. So here we have an autonomous nervous system. Autonomous nervous system is named by doctors. We have to ask them, what do you mean by auto? Who is this auto? Who does this job? So we have left and right side of autonomous nervous system, nourished by these two channels, left and right. And when this autonomous nervous system starts working, either on the desire side, or we can say emotional side on the left hand side, it creates an institution here which we call as superego, or in Sanskrit called as mana, where all our conditionings are stored. And on the other side, if the right side is too much excited, if a person is too much futuristic and is using too much his mental and physical capacities, then there is another institution that is created on top of your head, which we call as ego. These two meet and sometimes overlap, and so we close our fontanelle bone area, which was the soft bone in your chart. So when this Kundalini passes through this center, which we call as Agya Chakra, it sucks in these two institutions, so your karmas are sucked in and your conditionings are sucked in, and it comes down like this, it opens this area, Kundalini pierces through this. Now this is a spontaneous thing happening. It is not that you have to do something about it. As the car starts, all the machinery starts working, this also starts working. But in, say, these days modern Raj Yoga is there, Hatha Yoga is there, everybody asks me question after the lecture, so it's better I tell you about it already, that the so-called Raj Yoga is something like when the car has not yet started, the machinery won't start. So without starting the car, you start moving the wheels, is the modern Raj Yoga. Same about Hatha Yoga, is Hatha is two words there, meaning the sun line and the moon line, meaning the left and the right side channel both have to be used. But when we do Hatha Yoga in the modern times, we are just trying to do only physical exercises, which is a very wee part of the Patanjali Yoga, out of which Hatha Yoga has come. In the Patanjali Yoga, it's described that you have to see a person who has got problems on his physical side. Supposing now somebody has had an accident or something and the backbone is not all right and there's a problem on that, so you have to correct it. But this correction is the best once the Kundalini is up, so you know where is the problem, and then is to be corrected scientifically, not to be done in a haphazard manner. And sometimes the people do Hatha Yoga in the way that as if they are taking all the medicine boxes together without any discrimination. So you should have discrimination about it, and you should find out what's wrong, and then do exactly whatever is needed to be done, not to do everything blindly. So the first thing, the blessings of Sahaja Yoga is that you get to know all the knowledge. It's not just you say this mantra, you do this thing, you do nothing of the kind. You first become the spirit, and you know everything about it, what it is. You experience it, you find out for yourself, you certify yourself, and then you have to work it out. In the in the optic chiasma, when this passes through that, it sucks in from both the sides these two institutions which are created by our left and right sympathetic nervous system. Whenever there is emergency, the sympathetic goes into action. So here we have an autonomous nervous system. Autonomous nervous system is named by doctors. We have to ask them, what do you mean by auto? Who is this auto? Who does this job? So we have left and right side of autonomous nervous system nourished by these two channels, left and right. And when this autonomous nervous system starts working, either on the desire side or we can say emotional side on the left hand side, it creates an institution here which we call as superego, or in Sanskrit called as mana, where all our conditionings are stored up. And on the other side, if the right side is too much excited, if a person is too much futuristic and is using too much his mental and physical capacities, then there is another institution that is created on top of your head, which we call as ego. These two meet and sometimes overlap, and so we close our fontanelle bone area, which was the soft bone in your childhood. So when this Kundalini passes through this center, which we call as Agya Chakra, it sucks in these two institutions, so your karmas are sucked in and your conditionings are sucked in, and it comes down like this, it opens this area, Kundalini pierces through this. Now this is a spontaneous thing happening. It is not that you have to do something about it. As the car starts, all the machinery starts working, this also starts working. But in, say, these days modern Raj Yoga is there, Hatha Yoga is there, everybody asks me question after the lecture, so it's better I tell you about it already, that the so-called Raj Yoga is something like when the car has not yet started, the machinery won't start. So without starting the car, you start moving the wheels, is the modern Raj Yoga. Same about Hatha Yoga, is Hatha is two words there, meaning the sun line and the moon line, meaning the left and the right side channel both are to be used. But when we do Hatha Yoga in the modern times, we are just trying to do only physical exercises, which is a very wee part of the Patanjali Yoga out of which Hatha Yoga has come. In the Patanjali Yoga is described that you have to see a person who has got problems on his physical side. Supposing now somebody has had an accident or something and the backbone is not all right and there's a problem on that, so you have to correct it. But this correction is the best once the Kundalini is up, so you know where is the problem and then is to be corrected scientifically. Not to be done in a haphazard manner. And sometimes the people do Hatha Yoga in the way that as if they are taking all the medicine boxes together without any discrimination. So you should have discrimination about it and you should find out what's wrong and then do exactly whatever is needed to be done, not to do everything blindly. So the first thing, the blessings of Sahaja Yoga is that you get to know all the knowledge. It's not just you say this mantra, you do this thing, you do nothing of the kind. You first become the spirit and you know everything about it, what it is. You experience it, you find out for yourself, you certify yourself, and then you have to work it out.
Today we'll work on balancing our ego and superego. So for that we take our right hand and place it on the left side of the head. So the ego is a right channel thing and it crosses at the optic chasma, so it goes to the left side. Put our right hand there. And in all humility, we request, Mother, please let all the negative effects of my superego, of my ego, be destroyed. Mother, please let my superego, Mother, please let my ego come into balance. Mother, please let my ego come into balance. With our right hand, we can raise our Kundalini like this. Now we bring our left hand and put it on the right side of the head, like that. You say, Mother, please bring my superego into balance. Mother, please let my superego come into balance. Can bring our hand back into the lap. Now let's place our right hand on top of the head, just to bring our attention within. Say, Mother, please let me be in the state of thoughtlessness. Mother, please let me go beyond my brain and thinking. Bring our hand back to the lap and let our attention settle on top of our head. Let's drop our right hand towards the floor. Let's just keep our attention where it was before, on top of the head. The Mother, please remove all the problems in my left channel. Please remove all the lethargy and negative thoughts in my left channel. Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. The right hand on the lap and left hand like this, the fingers of the left hand pointing towards the sky. Mother, please bring my right channel into balance. But please let me not engage with the future. Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. Bring your hand back to the lap. Now for a moment, observe the state of your heart. And for a few more moments, enjoy that peaceful state. So before and after meditation, we do this process called raising the Kundalini and putting ourselves in protection. You can slowly open your eyes and just follow me. So your left hand is in front of you and your right hand goes around the left hand, while the left hand goes up to the top of the head. And then you make a knot. You repeat the same thing. The left hand keeps going up while the right hand makes circles around it. Then we make 2 knots. We do that again. Left hand going up with the right hand going around it. And make 3 knots. And with left hand in the lap, we take the right hand next to it and make a semicircle. That's 1. That's 2. We do that 7 times. 3, 4, 6, 7. We'll bring both our hands into the balance to the center channel.
That was nice. Thank you, Vara. Got our sound on here. How's everyone feeling? How are you all feeling online? Of course, if you wish to ask any questions or anything you wish to share, chat is free for you to do that. Oh,
Got a
you
chat,
hear the power.
got a chat message.
Yes. All righty. Surrender my life. Oh, yeah. Yeah, chat's on.
Yeah, shoot away your questions or unmute yourself and ask away.
Yes, some nice complicated questions for him. Someone here has surely got a complicated question. Chaitanya? He's thoughtless. Philip, you're also having a question? Yes?
Do you?
Vara's just ready to answer.
Oh, okay.
But
Actually, I know one.
yeah.
So there's something you can say. There's a hum shum that you can say for dissolving ego and superego. Which one's for which and what is it actually?
Hum is ego.
Oh, okay.
So it comes from the root word called aham.
Aham.
And then sham is forgiving.
Oh, okay.
So I forgive.
Okay.
And that's how it's my Sanskrit is serving me right. So it is usually, more important things are simple. Like it doesn't have to be a one page of confessions. You just say I forgive, and that's it.
Yeah.
And if it comes from the heart, I think it does definitely help.
It comes from the heart and scoots straight above the brain.
Yeah, because I think once you say I forgive, you give control.
Yeah.
Stays,
Yeah.
rather than keeping it with ourselves.
Yeah. And forgiving yourself, of course. It's also.
Yeah, I think in the modern society, people don't even think forgiving themselves is not even a thing. Other people's problem, kind of thing.
We've got something
got
in
a
the
question?
chat. I'm feeling very relaxed. Thank you. Thank you, iPhone.
You're welcome, Mr. or Mrs. iPhone or Miss. Well, if you don't have any questions, well, what do you say? Merry Christmas and
we have got some YouTube events on. That obviously next Monday is Christmas Day, but if it comes 6 p.m. and you wish to meditate, we're having a replay of one of our previous sessions, and same on New Year's Day, the 1st and the 8th. But then we'll be back on Zoom on the 15th. But I think you're going to be on one of the sessions we've got replaying, and Philip might be on one of them as well.
I just thought of something, when vacations come, we also give holidays to our meditations.
Do we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact happens. And it's funny the way brain works. When we want to meditate during the non-holidays, like, oh, I don't have time because I'm busy. When we have holidays, the brain says, oh, it's holiday time. So you can't win. And that is, if that is the sort of thing your brain is saying, try and defeat it, because that's how, as you say, that's how the negativity works, because it's trying to take you away from what is good for you. That's a bit of a preach, but it does happen like that, I think.
But all you need to do, and of course
in fact, on holidays you have more time. You could do it 2 times.
You do have more time.
Right.
And all you have to do is raise your Kundalini, as Vara showed us, and as I'm sure a lot of you already do, and just sit down for 5 minutes.
Yeah. And if you're brave enough, talk to a friend and ask them to join you.
Yeah.
Good.
And we'll still have our WhatsApp meditations on as well.
Yes.
Keep forwarding those around. So you don't have to do anything, you just play. And some little gem comes to you. You just hear something, you think, oh, yeah, that's what I need today. It always works like that.
Yeah.
So we can play a bit of music, we can carry on meditating, and we'll see you in person in a few weeks, but we'll otherwise see you on YouTube next week.
There's a message there.
Oh, is there? Excellent. We love messages. Wishing everyone a happy, safe and joyful Christmas and all the best for 2024. See you in the new year. Thank you, iPhone.
See you. Oh, you want to put some music on?
Yeah, put some music on. Oh, I'm sharing something. Music. Not the same music or?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay. See what visuals. Sure he's photograph.
Mic's off.
Yeah, go ahead, Yolin.
Hello.